All right, boys, we are back, and it's time for our Year 3 trade deadline. And before the last video, I thought we weren't going to be a playoff team, but because of the Western Conference or the Eastern Conference, because the way it's looking, we're at 71 points. We're actually winning our division. Yes, the teams behind us have a few games in hand, but if we continue the trend that we've been doing since we've put LeCavalier, Thornton, and Stamkos together, I think we could get to, I don't know, 42, 43, 44 wins, all right? And if we beat the teams like Washington, we got a few games against Washington. I think we have a few games against Carolina, maybe a game against Winnipeg. Yeah, we got to beat teams like that. So the playoffs are within grasp. They really are. All right, so for this trade deadline, I said it in the last video, I want to make the playoffs this year, okay? So we are contenders, okay? I'm not selling players away. I'm going to make some crazy trades in this video, well, hopefully. Now, I was doing some pre-scouting. I was figuring out which teams would be good teams to trade with. And basically, in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to go after Florida and the Montreal Canadiens, all right, because we have prospects that we're going to trade away. So I want to go after Florida and the Montreal Canadiens in the East, and from the West, the Calgary Flames and the Columbus Blue Jackets. But before I go to those teams, there was one team and one player. I was reading your comments. There was one player that you guys were suggesting, and it was Wayne Simmonds from the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, Philadelphia is in 6th, but I still do want to check out Wayne Simmonds. He would be a perfect third liner for us, two-way forward, and he's nice and young. He could fit into our team for the next 8 years, okay? So I think I want to go after Wayne Simmonds first, and then we'll go after Florida, Calgary, Columbus, and Montreal, okay? So here we go, going to trade deadline. We don't have too many trade assets, but I'm looking for players that can just fit the third line perfectly, okay? Trade negotiations, here we go. Here we go. All right. So, and yes, I was also reading your comments. We only have one phone to work with here. So, 5 possible trades, okay? I'd say we only need 2, maybe 3. So, I can get it done. We just got to make sure that we don't piss them off. We got to make sure that the trades are acceptable here, okay? So, Philadelphia. Let's see how good Wayne Simmonds is. Forwards, and yes, I still have my old controller here, but I figured out a way how to click it. You got to click it and then roll it up. So I can get away with it here, okay? So Wayne Simmonds. And look, that's actually pretty good trade value. Yeah, that is pretty good. Wayne Simmonds, let's see how good he is. 25 years old, so he fits the age profile. Two-way forward, still has a B-, B-. And look, already, mid-80s for offense. Mid-80s for defense. Not the greatest discipline, but that's okay. Take a penalty here, take a penalty there. That's not the end of the world. But he's a great depth player, okay? We need that depth on the third line. Oh, excuse me. So yes, I would love to go after Wayne Simmonds. All right, now, the only thing is, who am I going to trade for him? I wouldn't mind getting someone back as well for this, so hang on. Wayne Simmonds, I'm going to have to give up, I'm going to trade Tim Thomas, all right, because teams like Florida, Columbus, Montreal, and Calgary, they're not going to want Tim Thomas because they're not in the playoffs. But Philadelphia, they are in a playoff hunt, so they might be able to take Tim Thomas and get something for him, okay? Now, let me see here. Let me see if there's any veterans on this team that I can get for low trade value that can help here. Because I know Wayne Simmonds is going to be a lot. Claude Giroux, no way I'm getting Claude Giroux. Sean Couturier, no way I'm getting Sean Couturier. Same with Van Riemsdyk, no way. Briere, Voracek. Briere's actually got lower than Voracek. Scotty Hartnell. Okay. No, hang on. Let me check out Daniel Briere. This guy is like a playoff performer here. 36 years old, kind of old. 87 overall playmaker, though. He's got a great offensive category. He'd be great to get. I know he has the D potentials. What's his contract like? Hang on. Oh, you know, that's a perfect contract length. You know why? 2 years, right? We'll keep him for this year, and we will definitely trade him at the end for the trade deadline kind of thing. Because he won't, well, he might retire, but I don't think he's going to retire, 36 years old. But we keep him for this year, and then we definitely trade him away at the trade deadline, or the draft deadline. So we put Daniel Briere here. Now, who can we get back here? All skaters forwards. I wanted to trade David Perron because he's got 3 years left at 2.5, which is good. But the only reason, look at his trade value. The reason his trade value is so high is because his low salary. Now, I didn't want to trade him away earlier, but I mean, he's an above average player, okay? Daniel Briere is a lot better playmaker in the offensive category, maybe not as good in the defensive category, but the reason I don't mind trading David Perron now, boys, is because we have so many playmakers coming up in the system that are going to be better than this guy. And I don't really think that he's contributing too much to our team. I mean, 38 points in 70 games. It's not bad, but a -7. Um, Again, like, put him on the first line, yeah, he'd get points. But I think Briere would be better for our team. So, and let's see what the trade values are like here. Briere. Yeah, I think Perron has Briere covered just a little bit, and he's younger. So I think Perron for Briere straight up, they would accept it. Now, I wouldn't do that, but because we're getting Wayne Simmons back, that is pretty good. I don't think that they'll give me Simmons for Thomas straight up. So, Tim Thomas, Perron, Simmons, and Briere. That won't go through. That won't go through. They're gonna want more for that. So hang on a sec. Centers. We have a lot of center playmakers. So who can we trade away here? Joe Thornton, no. Granlund, keeping Granlund. Galchenyuk, keeping Galchenyuk. Mitchell, LaFontaine, Rupert, Monahan. It's between LaFontaine, Rupert, Monahan. McNamee. This guy's got good trade value as well compared to all these guys. Who is this guy again? I think he was like a two-way or two-way forward. B minus, A minus, B minus. Not bad for the defensive category, but we could get someone back for him, no problem. He's actually got pretty good trade value. All right, if I put McNamee down there as well, okay? So Tim Thomas, it's basically just Perron and McNamee for Simmons and Briere because Tim Thomas, he's not part of our team anyways. I know, Perron, you guys are saying, oh, don't trade him away, boys. We have plenty of playmakers coming up. And Briere could help out our playoff run right now. He's better than Perron offensively. And he's got the perfect contract, 2 years. We could trade him at the draft deadline for another good player. All right, and Wayne Simmons would stay on our team. Now, would that go through the way it's looking? Hang on. Perron has Briere covered, no doubt. Would McNamee and Thomas get Simmons? It'd be close. I don't think so because Tim Thomas, I don't think that they would want Tim Thomas a lot. A veteran goalie, you'd maybe get a little bit for him. So don't worry about Tim Thomas. It's Perron and McNamee for Simmons and Briere. I don't think that would go through. I'm going to have to add some draft picks here. Hang on, let's see what we have. We have a 4th for this year, okay. And a 5th? No, I don't think they would accept that. You know what? We'll put 2 4ths. Yeah. Okay, so let me just read this over again. Tim Thomas, Perron for Briere, okay, and I'm fine with that because we're going to trade Briere away at the draft deadline. McNamee for Simmons, which is a great trade, and then 2 4ths. I think this is a good trade, boys. This is directly helping out our playoff run. You know why? Because Perron is our only NHL starter in this, and we're getting back a better Perron for this year and Simmons from in the depth. Now, I don't know about the draft picks if I should add a third or... You know what? We have 5 trades. It's only going to take 2 or 3 to make our team better. This is the one I don't want to overextend for, so we'll try this. If this doesn't go through, we'll add a 2nd or a 3rd, okay? Will it go through? Oh, it did go through. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. They really like Perron. So Philadelphia gladly accepts this particular proposal of yours. Perfect. All right, so that helped out our playoff run. You guys are saying, oh, why'd you trade away Perron? Why'd you trade away Perron? Boys, I'll show you why. Best lines. Let's see here. So now we got Danny Briere on the first line, who's better than what's his name, Perron. He can play alongside of Stamkos and Thornton now. LeCavalier can play on the second line with Granlund and Connolly, and now we got Wayne Simmons back there on the third line. And Simmons, I think, is a better player for us than Perron. I mean, I wouldn't mind trading Simmons for Perron straight up. It's just that Perron's trade value was really good, but I'm okay with that. I think that was a good trade for our playoff run here. All right, so there's step 1. Now, we still do need to get 1, maybe 2 more third liners for us, okay? Our first 2 lines are set, but I want 2 more players down here. Okay, so there you go. Step 1 complete. We'll just do best lines for now, yeah. All right, so there's step 1, and it only took 1 phone. Perfect, son, perfect. Ottawa's calling us. Let's see what Ottawa wants. They want Jay McClements and a 2nd for Nick Foligno. Ooh, that's actually not that bad. Nick Foligno, 2-way forward, left wing, 83 overall. Great in the defensive category. Now, McClements is good. I like McClements, but we have a lot of grinders. Now, he's a good... McClements good. See, I wouldn't mind trading that 1 for 1, but the only thing I don't like is the 2nd round pick. I don't like that second round pick. Now, where is that second round pick? It's next year's second round pick. I don't necessarily like that. And we're giving up McClement for Nick Foligno. Nick Foligno, though, he'd be perfect for... You know what? This might be a good trade. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to accept this trade. McClement's good, but we got Chris Kelly back there, and we have Chad LaRose, and yeah, you know what? We can accept this. Jay McClement, you're a good player, but Nick Foligno, not only does he help our team right now, he can play in the third line, but he's also only 26 years old. He helps out our team for the future as well. I'm going to accept the trade. Thank you, Ottawa. Yep, absolutely. That was a good trade. All right, so there you go. 2 phones, 2 trades. Very nice. I'll do this later. Best lines.